Hey, it's Aunt Shazy. Have you ever wanted to completely disappear? To go somewhere so quiet, so hidden, that not even your cell phone could find you? I'm talking about a place where the internet just doesn't exist. Well, pack your bags and put West Virginia on your bucket list. In this video, we are exploring the incredible secret world of the Green Bank Observatory. We'll talk about the mind-blowing history of this national gem and exactly what you can expect to see, explore, and do during your visit. The area is called the National Radio Quiet Zone, or NRQZ. This isn't just a quiet neighborhood. It's a massive 13,000 square mile area where federal regulations strictly limit all radio transmissions to protect sensitive scientific equipment. Why? Because we're visiting the birthplace of national radio astronomy. And before you blast me in the comments, our tour guide did say that the local schools are finally getting permission to have internet, but they still aren't allowed to have internet or cell phones on the site. In fact, we didn't have cell coverage for most of our 2-hour-plus drive from Marlinton to Moorfield, West Virginia. And we had to put our phones, cameras, etc. in a Faraday cage during the tour, limiting the footage we could shoot for this video. If you don't know what a Faraday cage is, it's a conductive enclosure, solid or mesh, that blocks external static and non-static electric fields, electromagnetic radiation, by distributing charges around its exterior, leaving the interior free from field penetration. I'm not a scientist, so I can't tell you about how exactly they used this on the bus. We just handed over our stuff to our amazing tour guide. Let's dive into the history. The true story of this site starts millions of years ago with the very shape of the Earth. Green Bank was chosen not because it was convenient, but because it was hidden. The natural mountain bowl surrounding this protected, sheltered valley location acts as a giant physical shield, blocking man-made radio interference from nearby cities. This deep-time geological feature made it the perfect secret spot to capture the faintest natural radio signals emitted from deep space. In 1956, the federal government established the National Radio Astronomy Observatory, NRAO, at Green Bank, as the first national astronomy observatory open to all scientists from around the world. Suddenly, these peaceful farm fields became the stage for some of the largest Goliaths in United States history. The first telescope on the site was a Tatel 85-foot, which was first used by Frank Drake to launch the Search for Extraterrestrial Intelligence, aka SETI, in 1960. Later came the groundbreaking 300-foot transit telescope completed in 1962, and the world's largest telescope in the world that uses this specific type of tracking mount. This thing weighed 600 tons and could withstand 400 tons of snow. By the late 1970s, the telescope needed some love. A new, finer meshed aluminum surface was installed, and the building was doubled in size, with the addition of a Faraday cage control room with new electronics. At 9:43 p.m. on November 15, 1988, the 300-foot telescope tragically collapsed during observations due to a structural failure. According to Greg Monk, the telescope operator in the building below the telescope, he heard a crack and a low rumble like an overhead jet aircraft before a chunk of steel pierced the ceiling, smashed the toilet, and wiped out power to all of the lights. The scientists and engineers who came to help were able to preserve the data. Independent investigators were hired and discovered that unforeseeable stress factors cracked a steel connector plate that was a key but hidden member of the support structure of the telescope. Following that disaster, a new giant rose from the ashes. Completed in the summer of 2001, the Robert C. Byrd Green Bank Telescope, better known as GBT, is a monumental architectural marvel. Named after the West Virginia senator who advocated for its construction, the GBT stands at a towering 485 feet high. That's taller than the Statue of Liberty, and features a 2.34-acre offset parabolic dish 100 by 110 meters in diameter. Think about how big 2 acres is. In person, it's jaw-dropping big. It is currently the largest fully steerable radio telescope in the world. To keep it safe from interference, it's covered in a special white paint which minimizes the amount of solar energy reflected to the focal point of the telescope, and it operates 24 hours a day, 362 days a year. When you visit, you will be blown away by the unique modern facilities that have developed around these historic structures. Your visit begins in the bright, open main lobby at the Visitor Services desk. This is where you purchase tickets for the guided public telescope tours, including the popular motorized bus tours and behind-the-scenes high-tech tours, worth every penny in my humble opinion. Fun fact, Only diesel vehicles are used when driving on site near the telescope to prevent interference from electronic components like spark plugs. The core of your trip is the Green Bank Science Center, a 25,000 square foot facility open year-round. It features the fascinating Catch the Wall exhibit hall, where you can get up close with scale models of black holes, interstellar plasma, pulsars, and other radio-emitting objects in the universe that the GBT helps study. They even have a scale model of the solar system where the sun is in front of the Jansky lab and ends 1.5 miles away at Pluto next to the GBT. Inside the center, you'll learn about understanding what it means by quiet zone. Interactive exhibits let you visualize the radio quiet zone itself and demonstrate how different electronic devices create interference. Then you'll learn how radio astronomy works. A major focus is explaining the difference between optical telescopes, which use visible light, and radio telescopes, which use invisible radio waves. The exhibits are highly tactile and use simple analogies. Even I could understand it. Then there's hands-on physics. Key exhibits focus on foundational physics principles crucial for astronomy. This includes the Doppler effect. Interactive sound and visual displays demonstrate how the movement of the stars, redshift, and blueshift is measured. Light and spectrum. Exhibits allow you to split light and manipulate lenses to see how different wavelengths, visible light, ultraviolet, infrared, radio, carry information. And gravity. A large gravity well demonstration shows how mass bends the fabric of space-time. You will find detailed scale models and interpretive panels for every major telescope that is operated on site. The historical section is particularly strong, covering the Goliaths of Green Bank. A dedicated section breaks down the technology of the GBT, explaining how its unblocked, offset parabolic dish works and why it's currently the largest fully steerable radio telescope in the world. These exhibits showcase what Green Bank astronomers have discovered using radio waves, with a focus on subjects such as pulsars, rapidly rotating neutron stars, interstellar medium, the dust, gas, and plasma between the stars, black holes, specifically the massive one at the center of our Milky Way, Sagittarius A, and SETI. You can see the actual control desk used during the first ever SETI experiments by Frank Drake in 1960. You'll definitely want to go to the Jansky Auditorium, which is a large theater. The auditorium continuously plays a professionally produced 20-minute introductory documentary. This film provides crucial context, detailing the deep-time origin of the valley, the federal government's 1956 decision to establish the observatory, and the dramatic engineering story of the GBT's 11-year construction. I found it fascinating. To maintain the quiet zone, sensitive receivers and state-of-the-art data collection systems are invented and designed inside the Jansky lab. And parts are fabricated in the works area right on site. It's a completely self-sustaining local ecosystem for deep space exploration. The Green Bank Observatory stands as a premier example of 21st century conservation and education. There's so much to see and do. You can explore at your own pace on a free, self-guided walking tour before dark. For a truly impactful experience, I recommend the docent-guided tour. It's the best way to safely get up close to the massive GBT and learn about the groundbreaking science firsthand. They also offer an incredible high-tech tour that gives behind-the-scenes access to the control rooms and engineering spaces. It is a completely immersive history tour that blends geological origin with living history. And you know I love free. It's free admission for veterans and for children under the age of 6 years old. But I honestly thought the cost for what we got in return was very reasonable. Overall, visiting the Green Bank Observatory is a powerful must-see for any curious learner. If you come hungry, they have a cafe that offers a variety of affordable options, including made-to-order sandwiches, salads, pizzas, and daily soup specials, all named with a celestial theme. And of course, they have a cool gift shop. Have you been to Green Bank? I'd love to hear about your experience. Leave me a comment below. And as always, thanks for watching. Now hit that like button for me.